Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay today. Let me see what we have going on. I'm sure I can hear me. Can you hear me? Second. I don't know.
Or through your own testimony?
No, Your Honor, the defense will rest. Your Honor, I'd like to address a Rule 20 motion first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. This
I'm going to say
Are you going to present evidence tomorrow, either through witnesses or through your own testimony?
No, Your Honor, the defense will rest. Your Honor, I'd like to address a Rule 20 motion first.
Go ahead.
Okay. The state has failed to show substantial evidence for count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder. The state has provided no
Evidence. Are you going to present?
Okay, I'm here with y'all now. Okay, so that's great. Hi, Nye. Good morning. I want to share this video with you guys. It's from yesterday, and it is just basically with them resting for the most part. So we're going to play that. It's just about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be back.
Evidence tomorrow, either through witnesses or through your own testimony?
No, Your Honor, the defense will rest. Your Honor, I'd like to address a Rule 20 motion first.
Go ahead.
Okay. The state has failed to show substantial evidence for count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder. The state has provided no evidence that I agreed with another person that any one of us would engage in certain conduct that I intended to promote or assist in this premeditated murder. Crime premeditated murder requires the state to establish a person caused the death of another with premeditation. The lack of evidence to show any evidence of a conspiracy to commit murder. There was no plan to murder Charles. No evidence has showed that, in fact, evidence suggested self-defense on the part of Alex. So I would like to put that on the record.
All right. State, want to put a response on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Looking at the evidence in the light most favorable to the state, there's sufficient evidence based upon everything from the iCloud messages from between Alex, the defendant, and others leading up to July 11th of 2019, that Alex Cox was invited over by this defendant, knowing that they were going to be having the intervention and knowing when Charles would be there and bringing a handgun over with him. The timelines on July 11th of the killing of Charles VALLOW and the fact that the number of shots and the physical evidence at the scene, the statements by the defendant to detective and clan that she took Charles VALLOW's phone and would not give it back to him, the motive for money, and especially the defendant's motive for having an affair with Chad Daybell, all of those looking at together in the light most favorable to the state, the defendant or the jury could find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Last word. Do you want to add anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The standard is whether or not a reasonable juror could whether or not there's substantial evidence for a reasonable juror to find the defendant guilty, the court does find that there is substantial evidence that a reasonable juror could find the defendant guilty. The court will further add that the jurors are the ones who judge the credibility of the witnesses, and it's ordered denying the Rule 20 motion. Are you going to present evidence tomorrow, either through witnesses or through your own testimony?
No, Your Honor, the defense will rest.
My, oh my. Did y'all catch that? The defense rest. Can you believe it? Y'all, can you believe it? I had quite a day yesterday. I had to go to a doctor's appointment with a friend of mine, and it went well. So far everything's checking out somewhat okay. Checking out good. So, come back and was getting all excited to dive into the, trial yesterday or whatever, and I see that it said that the defense had, or the state had rested, and I was like, well, we kind of figured that they would be resting today or tomorrow, not today. But boy, was my stomach all turned up and excited whenever Lori was sitting there blabbering off her little stuff or whatever. Lori isn't going to put up a defense because why? Because Lori is a coward. Now, I'm sure if there was some way she could manipulate the system and get tons and tons and tons of money out of it by doing it, she would. But one thing we will probably never ever get from her is the truth about everything. And in my opinion, I'm okay with that because I know how hard detectives have worked, and I know how hard we all have worked in the true crime community, the real true crime community. And I know that justice is finally being dealt. After this, I look for us, if we have closings on Monday, which I know what we have today going on. We have jury instructions going on today, which I'm trying to catch that, which I'm going to try to go live later on today with that. But because there's a lot to cover on these jury instructions. I've got the whole thing downloaded. It's like 650 pages long. But Lori's toast. She's toast. She should have never done it by herself. In my opinion, I feel like that was dumb of her. And I mean, I'm not saying that for a simple fact other than to let it be known that she's a big fat dummy. And I want y'all to look at that picture right there on the screen. Y'all see her. Prison is not doing her too well at all. Okay. So, who's ready for all this reading? I'm already getting yawn thinking about it. But I look for this case to be over by Tuesday, if not Monday night, depending on how long they let them stay. I do have been on it being lost. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm not feeling all that great today still. Yeah, it's a lot. Let me see here. And I was watching this. There's all kinds of stuff going on today, all kinds. And it's going to storm here. I have to work at 11:40. So we're gonna have to get done what we can get done, and I'll have to come back on. Oh, I don't want that. Sorry. There's that right there. So yesterday they had the text. That's what they had yesterday. They had the text messages. And yeah. Let's just go with this one here. No, let's not go with that one. Let me see here. We just watched that one. That was a long one though. Let me see here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, we're gonna watch this one here. It's about the intervention.
Do we see in the Lori for Style two different phone numbers, both the 808-755-5452 and the 480-692-9562 number assigned to that subscriber?
You do.
If I can have my paralegal approach with 224 and 225. And do you recognize 224 as the affidavit from the iCloud records authenticating them?
Yes.
And is 225 some of the SMS or text messages that were saved in the Lori for Style at iCloud.com records?
Yes, they are.
State will move to admit 224 through 225. Oh, 224 and 225, sorry.
224 and 225 are admitted.
When you were going through the Lori for Style iCloud account records, did you ever find any recordings in that iCloud account related to Chad Daybell?
I did.
Did you find a recording from November 17th of 2018 of Chad Daybell in Arizona?
Yes, it was him speaking at a Preparing of People event.
And have we heard testimony from witnesses who attended a Preparing the People conference here in November of 2018?
Yes.
In the Lori for Style at iCloud account, did you find text message or SMS messages saved between Lori Vallow and her brother Alex Cox?
Yes.
When you were looking through these records, had you become aware of the name Ned?
Yes.
What was the relevance of that name in your investigation?
Through this investigation, we had learned that Ned was the name of a dark spirit that had taken over Charles' body. And so in knowing this, I went through these records looking for a mention of Ned and to the reference and how it was used.
And was this, when we talk about the dark spirit, is this something that through your investigation, as we've heard in court, was a name that Lori had associated or given to Charles Vallow?
Yes.
In Exhibit 225, are these messages in the Lori for Style iCloud account between Lori Vallow and her brother Alex Cox, where they're talking about Ned?
Yes, they are.
Was the first time that you found that reference to Ned from February 15th of 2019 from Alex Cox to Lori Vallow?
Yes, it is.
And is that where we see Alex saying that Ned was at the temple yesterday looking for you? He thinks you are staying with me.
Correct.
And so again, we see the source is the Lori for Style, correct?
Yes.
And we see two, this is Lori Vallow's iCloud account, correct? And that's the number that we have associated with her with T-Mobile.
Yes.
And then Alex Cox's Verizon record.
Correct.
During your investigation on February 15th of 2019, is this the time period where Lori Vallow had disappeared and was no longer in contact with Charles Vallow?
Yes.
Is this the time period where Charles had JJ by himself?
Yes.
And do we see then Lori Vallow saying, that's good that he is so off, I guess?
Yes.
The next time we see the reference to Ned is that in March 2nd of 2019, again from Alex Cox to Lori Vallow.
Yes.
And does he advise, Ned just came by and Tylee unleashed on him. He came to my house and he went to Summers first. He ran up in a rental car.
Correct.
So again, your understanding is from this investigation, from testimony at court, that Ned was Charles.
Yes.
Now, again, we talk about, there was a time period when Lori is both, we've heard, in Hawaii and in Idaho, correct?
Correct.
Do we also see Alex trying to get Lori Vallow's new address?
Yes.
And she gives him a lollytimeforever@gmail.com, correct?
Correct.
So that's another address that she had.
Yes.
Now we heard, again, Ned being associated to Charles. Do we have a text message on March 26th of 2019 from Alex to Lori saying, Ned is still alive, just confirmed?
Correct.
This next message, is that from Lori Vallow to Alex?
Yes.
And it says, it's not Ned, right?
Correct.
So it's not even a he, it's. And then we have another message, it's a new one, Ned is gone.
Correct.
So is this around the time where we've heard of that girls' weekend,
Yes.
where they were trying to cast out the evil spirit in Charles?
Correct.
As you continued in this Lori for Style, do we see again Lori texting Alex saying, no one has seen him, right? Just talk to him.
Correct.
And then Alex says, correct, Charles' body is alive, right?
Yes.
So in your investigation and through the testimony here at trial, have you heard people indicate that Charles's body was possessed by an evil spirit?
I have.
And they're trying to cast out this evil spirit?
Yes.
So here we see that it's not Charles is alive, it's Charles's body is alive.
Correct.
Does Alex then respond to Lori, what did you learn?
Yes.
That one's from Alex to Lori.
Correct.
And then does she respond, a lot, still working on it, we'll call you later?
That's correct.
When you went through a lot of these records, did you see a lot of reference to telling people to call her?
Yes.
Obviously, we don't have those recordings, right?
Correct.
And so would you often see calls then in the phone records to match up with a request to call?
Yes.
Going back to the Lolly Time iCloud account, was that account created on July 1st of 2019?
It was.
Was that created after Charles Vallow contacted Lori and Chad Daybell and Tammy Daybell about the affair?
It was.
When you were going through those Lolly Time at iCloud account records. Did you find evidence or find photographs in the Lolly Time at iCloud account showing the change in Charles's beneficiary form for his life insurance?
I did.
Did you see both a photograph of a computer as well as of documents?
Yes.
Show defense 232. I can have my paralegal approach with 232.
Go ahead.
Do you recognize both the report and the photos that were obtained or part of the records for the Lolly Time at iCloud.com account that was obtained through a search warrant by the police department?
Yes.
State would move to admit Exhibit 232.
Any objection?
No objection.
232 is admitted.
And if I may publish. So again, when you are going through these iCloud accounts, just like with the cell phone extractions, are you able to sort of pull out reports and save the documents themselves, both in the report and then print off those documents?
Yes.
So looking at this Exhibit 232, do we see all that's from the Lolly Time at iCloud account, right?
Correct.
And then we see that on July 28th, that these photographs were sent to a phone number 515-402-0143 with a contact name of Bubby.
I do.
Now let's first go through these records, then we'll talk about the phone number, okay?
Okay.
So what we see here are sort of the thumbnails. Are these the actual photographs associated or sent in each of these messages?
Yes, they are.
So we see these are MMS messages, meaning there's a photo associated with it.
Yes.
So one of the photos associated with it was this Banner life insurance. Oops, I'm sorry, we're too close. Banner life insurance policy for Charles VALLOW, correct?
Correct.
Showing Lori VALLOW as the primary beneficiary.
Yes.
And then there was a photograph or of the document showing, again, $1 million policy,
Yes.
started in 2015. And the owner insured are Charles VALLOW.
Yes.
Then was there a photo of a computer screen?
There is.
And were you able to tell, because you see sort of the icons that you would see at the bottom of a computer screen in this,
Correct.
and a little bit of a glare on it? And is this the designation form that was changed by Charles VALLOW that we had talked about previously in court?
Yes.
And so this is a photograph of the computer showing that Charles Vallow, in fact, changed this to Ethel K. Woodcock.
That is correct.
So on July 28th, Lori Vallow is sending copies of this to someone she calls Bubby.
Yes.
Now, did you guys want to find out who Bubby was?
Absolutely.
Did you actually obtain a search warrant to get those phone records from AT&T for 515-402-0143?
Yes, I did.
I can have my paralegal approach with Exhibit 223. Do you see in there, first, an affidavit from AT&T authenticating those records for the 515 number?
Yes.
A thumb drive that contains all of the records that were sent,
Yes.
as well as some of the subscriber information and records.
Yes.
Now, obviously, contact names are just contact names. Were you able to determine who this number was associated with?
Yes.
How?
Once again, looking through the content of the messages that we saw via either photographs sending back and forth or just written content, this person was found to be Chad Daybell. In addition to that, we received an audio recording from a local business in which Chad contacted this business and listed this as his phone number.
So this 515 number, there's a recording of Chad Daybell using this phone number to contact a business.
Yes.
And then the context of the messages that you see in this iCloud account with the contact Bubby confirmed that this was in fact Chad Daybell.
Yes.
State will move to admit Exhibit 223.
Any objection?
No objection.
223 is admitted.
So on July 28th of 2019, Lori Vallow is sending photographs of the life insurance policy, original and the change, to Chad Daybell.
Yes.
As you were going through this iCloud account, the lolly time, did you go through many, many, many text messages?
Yes, I did.
Did you note text messages between Lori Vallow and her brother Alex Cox that were saved in that lolly time account?
Yes.
As you were going through those text messages, did you note Lori Vallow giving her brother the new address of 5531 South Four Peaks Place?
I did.
Did you see the messages leading up to July 11th? For instance, one on July 9th talking about being like Nephi?
I did.
Did you see text messages between them even out to August 12th, where Lori Vallow talks about going to Social Security?
Yes.
And in these text messages, as you looked at these two conversing, did you see text messages talking about other people being Z's, just the letter, because of their association with Charles?
Yes.
I'm going to show Defense Exhibit 227. Now, these messages in this iCloud account that are in this report, are these all of the messages that they had?
No,
Are these just a portion of them?
they are.
It's ready.
I'm sorry, I'm done.
And if I, oh, actually, can I have my paralegal approach with 227?
Go ahead.
Looking at Exhibit 227, are those just that portion of the SMS messages between Lori Vallow and Alex Cox that were saved on the Lolly Time at iCloud account that we've discussed there? Sort of
Yes, they
leading
are.
up to and right after July 11th.
Yes.
State will move to admit Exhibit 227.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
227 is admitted.
So let's go through these. So again, we're seeing SMS messages, and we're starting here on July 9th, correct?
Yeah, 3:05 p.m.
And these are from Lori Vallow. This starts the first one from Lori Vallow to Alex Cox.
Yes.
So we see Lori Vallow tell her brother that Mel is bringing Bodie over here for you now, so can you come? Correct?
Yes.
So the 9th is the day that Charles and Adam are making their plane reservations.
Yes.
And do we see that Alex tells Lori he'll be over in a bit?
Correct.
And then as we continue on the 9th, we see Lori respond, perfect, thanks, right?
Yes.
And then Alex has to ask for her address, correct?
Yes.
And so on the 9th, Lori Vallow provides her brother with the address she lives at, 5531 South Four Peaks, correct?
Correct.
And then there appears to be a response from Alex to her AX.
I believe that's probably an attempt to correct the prior state in the above. He spells it AX as well too. So there's an
From her-
AX below.
So a little bit later, we see that was at 4:57 p.m., correct?
Yes.
So at 9 o'clock on the 9th, do we see a message from Lori Vallow to Alex Cox? So the plot thickens, call me when you can.
Yes.
Now, at that point, when you looked at phone records, did you see any call between Lori Vallow and Alex Cox initially after this first text message?
Not after that first one, no.
So about 47 minutes later, on July 9th, at 9:50 p.m., does Lori Vallow send her brother Alex Cox a message, getting sleepy, so I'm going to need you to stay close to me the next couple days. Mel too. She can't go to Utah. They are planking some kind of intervention, but want Mel out of the way, so I'm left alone. I need to come get the stuff at your house tomorrow and store it or secure it. Lots to do. Thank you for standing by me. It's all coming to a head this week. I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you. When you saw that message, did you ever check Alex Cox's cell phone records to determine whether or not there was a phone call after that?
I did.
Did you see that Alex Cox and Lori Vallow talked on July 9th at 21:56 hours? What time would that be?
9:56.
So 6 minutes after this, for 56 minutes.
Correct.
So 6 minutes after this text message, Lori and her brother have almost an hour-long conversation.
Yes.
Now, in this message, when you were going through these records, did you recognize or learn who Nephi was?
So in going through this particular message, I knew that Nephi was a figure in the Book of Mormon related to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but I didn't understand the significance. So I then did some research to find out who Nephi was.
You were present in court when Adam testified, correct?
Yes,
And did his testimony about Nephi being told by the Holy Spirit to kill Laban and that this was a justified killing match with what you had learned when you researched it?
yes, it did.
So as you were going through these messages, and let me say this investigation, were you able to get to this like July 12th? You're on it and reviewing all these iCloud accounts?
No,
Did it take significant period of time to start finding phone numbers and finding iCloud accounts and then writing warrants to obtain them?
correct. It's an evolving process. You would find one, and then that would lead you to another. So you're continually writing search warrants for other carriers and businesses.
Okay. So when you're reviewing this now, you know the scene and you're understanding some of the case, but you're still putting pieces together.
Right.
Now, were you aware from looking at Charles's phone and the messages between Charles and Adam that they were talking about an intervention?
Yes.
So on July 9th, Adam and Charles were discussing an intervention,
Correct.
possibly recording Lori.
Yes.
And then what we see then at 9:50 at night is Lori telling her brother that they're planning an intervention.
Yes.
So the same day that Adam and Lori were, or that Adam and Charles were talking, Lori is already letting her brother know there's going to be an intervention.
Correct.
And they're trying to get her separate and alone for this.
Correct.
And then there's that long phone call that we don't have recorded, correct?
Yes.
Judge, do you want me to keep going through these or break here? I do have a significant number more.
Yeah, let's
of
go
them.
ahead and take our lunch recess. Almost 12:05.
So when you're trying to put this case together, you're having to pull all these different text messages to see when Lori knew what she knew and who she was directing to do things, correct?
Correct.
As you were looking through these messages, were you also having to figure out who some of these people were?
Yes, I was.
I tell you what, it has been a Monday all week with me, you guys. It's been wild. Yeah, no, the way he rolls his eyes, I caught on to that. But another thing is like the little smirks, the smiles he was making. Did anybody else catch that? Okay, let me see here. I need to stop sharing that. Full screen. There was one more I seen on here. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Let me fix this here. My computer decided it wanted to freeze up a while ago. Can you all hear me okay? Let me know if you can. Okay, I'm taking it that's a yes, right? Okay, thank you. Righty. I'm really procrastinating a little bit here because of that the jury instructions. It was back when we had the Sarah Bone case that I started looking more in depth than what I already look for court docs and stuff like that. And it really helped me. And it does help me anyway. It's like a CLE or a CLC, not a CLE, a continuing learning credit, because the more I learn this stuff, the better it will help me in like prepping for trials and stuff like that. So, I'll just I'm gonna say something. I'd like everybody to continue to keep my little cousin that we lost last year, his mom, and them in your thoughts and prayers. Just send some good vibes for my family, please. 'Cause I truly have a crazy family. Truly, 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 truly. But they're my family, so that's that. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't want to keep playing those from Long Crime because of, yeah. Let me see here. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this real quick. Oh, alrighty. Mhm.
Intelligent, strong, beautiful women in here that have been here for 8 years because of family tragedies. It's the same like my case. A family tragedy, not a crime. A family tragedy. And they're waiting and they're facing the death penalty for a family tragedy. I know these women. I talk to them every day. I try to uplift, strengthen, and help women in this jail. And I think that's the purpose why I'm here.
Can you define family tragedy for me?
Yeah.
Obviously, you were convicted of killing your kids. Where does that
Wrongly
disconnect?
convicted.
You believe wrongly convicted.
Absolutely 100%.
How do you address that? You were convicted of it. They're not here. So what happened?
Can you please introduce
Oops, sorry.
yourself to the jury?
Hi, my name's Nancy Jo Hancock.
Taking the stand, the woman who went on a date with Charles VALLOW hours before he was killed.
Did he get very detailed about his life with you?
Yes,
Nancy Jo Hancock testified she met Charles on a dating website for Latter-day Saints. The two exchanged several calls and texts for about a week. Charles said he was getting divorced and had changed the beneficiary of his $1 million life insurance policy.
he was strangely calm and still kind towards Lori, even through what they were going through.
But things got testy when Lori, who was representing herself, questioned Nancy Jo, the two women meeting here for the first time.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
Oh, I had to do it. I had to. That's I swear, Nancy Jo's testimony and the do not flatter yourself is probably going to be ringing out in courtrooms for centuries to come. I would almost guarantee it. I would almost guarantee it. So let's see here. Let's take that off and let me get over here to y'all so y'all can see me today for a moment. Just a brief moment because we've got a big thing to read. Hi, y'all. So, yeah, it was very great. You know, you have these incidences where you have these couples, and me myself, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I would have been calm because even though Lori was in the wrong, I think it's good that she got backlashed by the witness there because she deserved it. I need to know from you guys also. Today is Thursday. You know, we weren't going to do the recaps on Friday because of, you know, I figured we was going to be going another week or so. To be honest, I honest to God truly thought we were going to be going about another week. But the powers that be Charles, Tammy, Tylee, JJ, all them up there said that we've had enough of her. So they're rested. I wish we could have gotten the closings done, but they don't have court on Fridays. So I guess we'll just have to have a late Easter celebration whenever the jury comes back on that. I will be putting up a poll when we go into deliberations. I might put one up here later or something for the day to run till tomorrow or something. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a live tomorrow also, because there's a lot of documents to go over pre Brandon's trial. I actually have that site. Let me pull that up here real quick. Let's see here where we at. Okay, I think this might be it. Yes, this is it. This is the site for the court stuff. Hold on a second, let me get you all here. Hold on a second. I can't do that. I was gonna do picture in picture, but it won't let me. Okay, so anyway, let me think here. Let me find it. Okay, hold on. So this is all the court documents for Maricopa, Arizona, for Lori in the Brandon Boudreaux case. So I want to look right here at this one. This one's from December 7th, 2023. I'm just ready to go ahead and get it done. I'm ready for it to be done. This trial, this one. Okay, this right here is the not guilty arraignment. And in it says, it has the people listed, defendant's attorney. This is when she had an attorney. This is back 2023. Is ordered entering a not guilty plea to all charges on behalf of the defendant at this time. In prep for the initial pretrial conference, parties shall do the following. I really like how Arizona has done this stuff right here. Yeah, I really like that. That's all that. So I like that. It says notice to defendant's failure to comply with the above orders may result in revocation of defendant's release from custody and or the imposition of other sanctions. Yep. Just get it. Get her. So that was the last day of 5/5/24. But I'm pretty sure that that's the one on Brandon. So I'm not to be able to see y'all. I can't see y'all. I can't see y'all, and it drives me crazy. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, so no, that's not the right one. I don't believe. That's not the right one. Let me see how much was that? 242. Hold on. Stop it, Reba. I don't need you to say nothing. All I need is to get a strike for having that playing. One that's on TikTok, that's not the right one. So, but anyway, so, was that one. This is this one. So I'm supposing that I don't know what I'm supposing today. Let's see, there's that one. There's a couple different, it looks like a couple different judges. My phone is possessed, literally. Right, so this is the, I need to find out for sure though. But anyway, that's that, those things. You're welcome. I mean, and I got on that site by accident, to be honest, today. I was looking for court records, but it took me to there, and I knew that in Arizona I'd be able to find them because I had found them before. I don't know. I think I was going through it or something other, and I just didn't share it or just push it aside because this is a very hard case for me to deal with, especially the first go round, due to the fact that it was dealing with darkness and lightness, and yeah, I have kept myself quiet a little bit over the really going off on her because y'all know how I feel about these cases, especially whenever there's kids involved. And this one just it's like we can't get Brandon Bodrow's case finished fast enough. So yeah. All right. My eyes are bothering me. So hold on a second. Let me stop my camera. Y'all can see that. That's an old picture of me too. I need to get a new one up. Okay. And now for our main attraction. But hold on. First off, so I showed y'all that we have. I need to know what she's charged with. So let me go back to. That's not it. That's not it. Hold on a second. Let me find it here. Because I know I have it somewhere. I just got it, but I'll get it again here. Okay, records. That's minute entries. I don't want that. I want to go back to the beginning here. Then let's see here. We do have this. I can show you the court calendar. Oh, there she is right there. We're going to take and we're going to look this up. See what it gets up here. Oh, looky there. We can do Court Connect with them. Oh, imagine that. Bum ba dum ba dum, bum ba dum ba dum, bum ba dum ba dum. Hold on. Hold on for one more day. I needed that right there. Right there. Oh, I did find a case for family court for them under Charles's name and Lori's. But it's not really helping us now, any is it? Okay. And I have to keep an eye on time because I have to be at work at 20 till noon Central Time. Okay, so there's that. Need her. What is she charged with? I need to know. Hold up. Okay, so conspiracy. Okay, so come back. That's not good. I haven't lose y'all. Okay, I didn't know lose y'all. I'm not losing them. Hold on a second. Let's just dive right into it. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. One more second with me. Where'd it go? There it went. Okay, now where'd that go? I'm trying to get it to where I can see my chat. I understand. No, trust me, I do. I actually catch myself dozing off sitting awake with my eyes open. So, all right. So what this is here is it is the revised Arizona jury instructions for criminal court. Anyone who knows anything about courts, etc., they know that one, it can be very tedious. Two, if you don't want to learn nothing, you don't go into law because you're gonna learn all kinds of stuff in law. I'm not talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about like law degree attorney stuff, paralegal stuff. It's quite aggravating. Y'all might hear me eat a bite of something. I made some homemade cookies last night, homemade peanut butter cookies, and I took a white chocolate chip and melted it down with some butter in the microwave, and I drizzled it over the peanut butter cookies, and they are so good. Plus, I got a little apple pie earlier too, so it's just a day for sweets. But we have a document here, 684 pages. You can see that, right? Right, 684 pages. Feel free to. Oh, you had chocolate cookies? I want some chocolate cookies. I'm not that good at making cookies like homemade. These are homemade peanut butter. You take peanut butter, a cup of peanut butter, 3/4 cups of sugar, and an egg, and you just mix that together into like a doughy type thing. No flour, just those 3 ingredients. And then you take and you spoon your mixture out and you put it on a pan and you bake it until your edges get firm. And then you pull them out. And after you pull them out, they will get firmer. They're pretty good. So I don't know why I have a mentality that um sweet stuff will wake me up when I have diabetes on top of everything else too. So vegan chocolate cookies, I've never heard of those. I'm not big on vegan though. I'm a meat and tater type of girl. I love my meat and taters. Okay. Yes. What was that all about? Well, I know who to refer to or who to discuss things with in the Coburger case. Then, if it was with anything food wise, because whenever the Idaho 4 first began, they said that Brian Coburger was vegan. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Oops. Let's scroll down here. It says right here, it's an important notice that the following jury instructions have been prepared by the Criminal Jury Instructions Committee at State Bar, Arizona. The State Board of Governors has authorized the publication and distribution of these instructions for use where appropriate. Just a little bit of a disclaimer and stuff. It says that these instructions are designed to be neutral, brief, and simply worded. They should be selected and edited to be case specific and non-RAJI instructions being added only to the extent needed. Then we have preliminary criminal instructions. And in case you're wondering why there's so many pages, it's because all this stuff right here you actually have to go by. You can't just say, okay, are they guilty or not guilty? You have to have these different things with it. Because see, I mean, you have like all, it's just, it's crazy. So see, we have the regular preliminary criminal instructions. And I'm really fascinated by how the jury got to ask questions like right then and there before the witness got off the stand. Did anybody else find that interesting? And wonder why we haven't been able to do it before now? Okay, so let's see here. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff in this thing to go over. So let's jump right in. Okay, so preliminary criminal 1 is the importance of jury service. Jury service is an important part of our system. Well, I mean, that's really not for us to read right there. So let me just scroll them down. Duty of jurors. So see that stuff that is read in the beginning of the trial. Preliminary, this is the evidence part of it. Direct circumstantial evidence. Preliminary criminal 5 stipulations. Oh, I can't remember if there were stipulations or not. And see, sometimes before you get to where we're at now, you'll get jury instructions given. Hmm. Oh, wait a minute. I think my finger got stuck on there. Hold on. Oops. Back up. Craziness. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So back to where we were at. Where's that at? No, they wanted to go out there and tear up whoever was out there. It was what it was. They're good puppies. They're good puppies. All right, so where is that we were at? That's not it. Let me clear that off. Where's my tab at? There it is. Right there. Okay. Now I gotta pull that back up again. It's just been a discombobulated week, I tell you. Discombobulated week. Okay, I'm back. Where did that thing go? Okay, now I know. Hold up. Okay, dokie. Tell you, my keys get stuck on here sometimes. And it's, just crazy. I don't think that's going to matter. That's just standard instructions. Criminal motive. Okay, it's just basically telling them what they can do, or, you know, just different things. And each state, for anyone who wants to know, each state you can look up and find this type of information. You just have to basically figure out how to word it to get it to show up. Okay, so these are just definitions. Intent, inference, dangerous offense. I think anytime someone does a stunt like she did here, it should be automatically minimum life. Let's see here. Okay, I think I skipped some here. All right, use of force and crime prevention. Ugh. See, that's what I'm saying. These are so complicated to go through and do. Okay, and how many knows that the defense doesn't have to prove their innocence by without a or with a burden of proof or whatever, but the state has to have burden of proof in order for the trial to be able to really stick. However, I've seen some that were just thrown together that you got some just not the amount that was needed, and crazy. Okay. I don't know about this, y'all. This is crazy. This stuff here. There's 4. Insanity. Okay, I want to point this out here because I'm not sure if it will be on there or not. I don't think it will. But it says the instructions should be used for offenses committed prior to January 2nd. I don't think we're going to have to worry about the insanity stuff. All right, insanity, not guilty by reason of insanity, for instance, committed. Okay, that. Not committed on the same occasion, but consolidated purpose of trial. Hold on. All right. Let me find my tab again. Come here, pup. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, puppy. You want to be Facebook famous today? Is that what you're trying to do? I'll let y'all see him for a minute. This is Puppy. This is the pup. I call him my toot toot. This is Puppy. Say hi, Puppy. It's Puppy. He's a little stinker. He's a little stinker. He's a good boy. Go play. Yeah, that's that one. We've got 3 other ones. And yes, I still have the cats. They are just at the camper, my camper, like across the road. Company. So, Yeah. My mom has company. I should say. You guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here. Sorry about that, y'all. I've got some family that's pulled up. That I need to talk to about my cousin. So, I'll schedule one later on today or tomorrow, and we will pick up on this. Okay, you guys, y'all have a great night, great day. Love, peace, and chicken grease.